questions that need to be stomped on. You know what I'm talking about. You know. Those phrases that people use in order to justify their sins, like, only God could judge me, or he'll eventually forgive my sins. Not taking into consideration that a spiritual death will begin. We've been walking in the wrong direction, hoping Satan with his unholy subsidized erection, crucify people by their complexion, knowing darn well God's intention stepped right into a voluntarily pigmentation-based detention, and then try to enforce our own corrections as if we've a God and we can heal our own infections, beginning on the third day there was a resurrection, and his name is Jesus. So much that we took our Bibles and made them politically correct. Got some churches preaching Adam and Steve and even Becky with the good weave. So much that we took God on our schools and got kids killing kids with the guns that they bring. And then we wonder, what type of monster would do such a thing? Well, that monster is the person sitting behind our legislation seats, saying that religion and education doesn't mix, because then we are forcing kids into a spiritual fix. Meanwhile, their kids are sitting behind a highly secured private Catholic school singing Ave Maria, because they themselves know that people minus God equals a deadly setup. Shoot. I'm from the hood, so you know I stay strapped with my sword of salvation. I will stop you with my feet of readiness to preach the gospel. Can I get an amen? Whoever created this trend of not capitalizing the G in God needs to put some respect on his name. Spend more time chasing Pokemon than we do Jesus. Beyonce's name. Who respect Beyonce more than God? 2 Corinthians says, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. So maybe Beyonce's halo was just too bright, had us in the midst of confusion, trying to get proven that just because her career started in the church and she sang a few gospel songs doesn't mean she isn't involved in a spiritual purge. Putting these secular artists before God is like Mexicans accepting Trump as a presidential nominee. Eating banana out of Haitian house up here. It's like having bad credit and trying to apply for a student loan with ease. It's like saying that YES kept you the same person who we began to when you leave. It's like not something for what you believe, because trust me, you're going to need the vibrations of her beats, just like our ancestral slaves that preached their feet. Even when it seemed like they were in defeat, that's an unconditional praise to Elohim. Even when it felt like they were weak, they stuck through the pain, made the love bittersweet. Sweet. That's a strange oxymoron. And what's your dictionary? Oxymoron is a combination of words that often have very different meanings. So that reminds me of hashtag Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Let me sip my tea. On the other hand, as Christians, we've been persecuted back to back. You thought Christianity was a code name for being black. Maybe Jesus was black. Can somebody please give me some more tea? One thing that concerns me more than hashtag Black Lives Matter is hashtag all souls matter. Because the real question is, did Trayvon Martin die a Christian? Did Tamir Rice die a Christian? Did those 5 officers die a Christian? Taking away someone's life is taking away the chance to change. It is easy to stomp physically,